What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Saved by the Code, where I talk about all things cryptocurrencies and bring you the juiciest of stories, news, analysis, all that good stuff, all crypto, all Bitcoin, all the time. And as usual, as always, we got the juice for you today. Oh, let's just go. All right, so this was a really cool story that I think things like this are going to continue happening, and it's passive yield on your Bitcoin. And there are more and more ways in which you can do this now. However, this was a really interesting one that I came across, uh, and its annual returns are ridiculous, 25%, so 2% a month. And sure, red flags, alarm bells would instantly go off, and I would agree with you. The asset, this company called Neos Bitcoin High Income ETF, ticker BTCI, has $500 million of assets under management, and they are able to provide you with Bitcoin with yield on your Bitcoin by selling call options. And I'm no expert on these things, but I do have a general understanding of it. So their whole thing is that you can make passive income on your Bitcoin that may just be sitting there and not making any money except when the price goes rips and roars. Isn't that enough? No, but I totally understand this, and maybe putting just like a small percentage in and allowing it to just accumulate, that's pretty awesome. And compounding that, especially with this 25% return one, I mean, it instantly screams scam to me, and it doesn't seem very sustainable. However, the way in which they do it may be more sustainable than other ways of doing things, but there's nothing that does, you can't do 25% returns is just is unsustainable. Anything above, like, when you get to like the 7-8%, that's like the cutoff. Like, you go above like 10, that's just like unsustainable returns. So they say that they make their money off of whenever Bitcoin is volatile, whether it go up or down. They sell call options. They sell options, and they charge a premium for this. And the premium is what is shared with those that lock their Bitcoin up with these folks. And so why they can give you it fluctuates, but right now it's at 25%, which is just nuts. And it's paid out monthly, and it's just really cool to see things like this that you can do now with your Bitcoin. It's just there's so many things that are legitimizing Bitcoin, and these are the things we need for global adoption to happen. If we don't have these traditional financial instruments, it just isn't gonna keep. But we do. There's so many things that keep happening that are progressing Bitcoin forward. It's just too much. It's really crazy to see how much global acceptance, adoptance, and real world use that's happening now. And this now is just, I think, going to be a bigger thing going forward. You don't see too many now, but they're popping up like this one. I mean, it's really crazy to see one with 25%. And sure, there's definitely risks involved, of course. You're one, third party risk. You're giving them your Bitcoin and trusting them with it. Two, downside risk. But you already have that if you just hold Bitcoin. However, with this, you can get your entire stash liquidated. So if it like goes down too much, you'll get liquidated. So that's another risk of these kinds of investments. And just, yeah, the third party risk I think is the biggest one, because this 25% return thing, it's just like classic textbook, like Ponzi scheme kind of thing. Like, really attractive, too attractive of an offer, 25% yearly, oh my gosh. And easy, it's easy to do, quick and easy, but sometimes this is how these things start out. They have like really high returns, and then as more people get in, the returns diminish. But nonetheless, I like it because it illustrates that there's more and more of these financial instruments, legitimate financial instruments, coming out around Bitcoin. That it's legitimizing it for the common person. Because if you can't get yield on something, that's a big thing I hear from people. Is like, how do I make money in Bitcoin? Well, you buy low, you sell high. That's what you do. It's pretty much that simple. But people want these kinds of things where you can actually generate yield with your crypto, and so it's really awesome to see these kinds of things. This guy who wrote this article said he put half his Bitcoin in this. They're a very young company too. They were only around since October of last year, so there's another risk for you. But I don't know, throwing a little bit in there might be kind of cool to see, like just a little, to see if it actually works. But like I said, this just screams scam. But hey, if you want to check it out for yourself, Neos Bitcoin High Income ETF, $500 million under management and 25% annual returns. That is crazy, 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 crazy stuff. But just check if my audio is working. Yep, audio's working. But yeah, we're gonna see more and more of these things popping up. Really great to see though. Next one here, this just is covering more of the Jerome Powell chaos that's going on right now. And we're just waiting for this guy to tell us if he's going to cut interest rates or not. That's what the whole world's waiting for. The whole crypto world. That's what Bitcoin's price is waiting for. It's just like, if he cuts rates, I'm going up. If he doesn't, I'm going down. That's pretty much where we're at. Literally, it's very sad and pathetic, but it's the reality of the situation. We're waiting for an old guy to tell us if Bitcoin's price can go up or down. That's basically what's happening right now. And a lot of people think he is going to cut rates. And I would bet he doesn't. I don't know, though. We'll see. I just want this to be over because it's so annoying. It's very sad that we're at this place right now, that we have to wait for this old guy to say something so Bitcoin can move. So come on, J Powell, let's go. Let's you can tell us now it's all good. On Poly Market here, this is one of the largest betting markets. They heavily, it was like 57.39, 39% no chain, 57%, 25% decrease, and now it's up to 77% for the 25% decrease. I don't know. It's no, credible evidence or anything, but still fun to look at. People are betting on this, and a lot of people think that he's going to decrease rates based on literally just a few words he said at this thing in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where a bunch of banksters meet and talk about stuff that no one understands. I don't think they even understand. So yeah. Cut those rates, J Pals, because I need Bitcoin to move here. That'd be real nice. It's just really sad, though, that we're at this point. Like, I mean, it literally happened the minute that he said it. It was like Bitcoin's price just shot up the minute after he said it. It's just like, okay, so clearly that's what's suppressing things right now. And it's just not, it sucks. It's not cool. But that's just where we are in the crypto space. Same with stocks and stuff. I mean, really everybody is so concerned about this interest rate, and I understand. I mean, it makes money cheaper. You know, people will go out and get loans and invest more and things like that when their interest rate is lower, but my gosh, 20.25%. I get it. It's significant with large amounts of money, but my gosh, we're waiting for a 0.25% interest rate reduction so that Bitcoin can move. It's ridiculous. That's where we are. So let's go, J Pals. You can tell us anytime now. And he probably knows that, so he's just like, I'm just gonna wait till the last second. No, he probably doesn't really care. But funny thing is he emphasized he's not doing it for Donald Trump because of Donald Trump. Nope. Thanks to that. No one asked. Anyways. Has the price of Bitcoin peaked? Has it peaked? Has it not? What are we doing? We're all the way down. All the way down to $115,000. We went all the way down to $112,000. I mean, we are in a bear market. Everything's going down. We're screwed. I mean, we went to from 124,000 all the way to 112. Just sell it all. Like, what are you even waiting around for? What are you even holding Bitcoin for? It's ridiculous. No, but seriously, no. Bitcoin has not peaked. There are no technical indicators flashing saying that Bitcoin's price has peaked. And social sentiment, no, none of that. You don't hear your barber talking about it, your grandma, your taxi driver, your Uber driver, you know. So I highly doubt it. We haven't even hit the holidays yet. You know, that's when, you know, Grandma and Uncle Bob and Uncle Jimmy and Aunt Wanda ask you about the Bitcoins. So, how's the Bitcoins? And then they go buy. You make them buy some. And so we have to hit the holidays. I think we're going to see a lot of inflows. But this guy lists, or at least this article lists some of the reasons as why we're not at we haven't peaked yet. And it was literally a 8% drawdown from the all-time high. 8%. And people freak out. It's really wild. Like online and on the internet, people are like, "Oh my God, we're going. It's a bear market." Like, wow, it's okay. It's just a little pullback. It is frustrating because it is. I even find myself, I'm like, why aren't we at like $500,000 right now? Why isn't Bitcoin going up like 30% in a day? Market cap's way higher than it used to be. Trillions, we're talking trillions. That's a lot of money. So to move the market, even 1%, Bitcoin 1%, $20 billion is required. So, yeah, it takes a lot more money to move the market. And it'll move. It will. But I think we're going to be in a prolonged bear market. I think it's going to go longer than, or bear market, bull market till like 2030. Hit $1 million. That's my crazy prediction. Just a slow grind up. It's just going to be like, and like maybe like, you know, 250 something, maybe close to 3. It'll take a pretty deep dive, you know, back down all the way down to 120, 130, you know, 150 or something, and then we'll slowly grind back up. I gotta say, I think by 2030 we're gonna see $1 million Bitcoin. So yeah, he lists why the market has not topped. And, you know, I'm not even going to read through them. But there are a bunch of... No indicators are flashing anything. And so we got a lot of gas left, I believe. And it's just... So many people base their evidence or the theories off of history, which, okay, that's fine. But it's so... And people are always like, in investing, the most dangerous thing you can say is... It's different this time. This time is different. Well, it really, really is different this time around. I don't know if you've noticed, but this was like a pipe dream back in like, you know, 2017, 2020, 2018 even. Well, definitely 2018. Institutions buying, banks, it's all this money, walls of money, all this stuff, you know, the countries are going to buy it. The U.S. is going to buy Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. And now it's reality. And people freak out that we're at $112,000, $115,000. I get it. Patience is not easy these days. Things should happen immediately. But these things take time. Longer than you think. And I just think this is the start of just Bitcoin really, like this is a huge transition year, you know. 2024, we got a crypto president. Now everybody's like, okay. And now we have all these legitimate or traditional financial instruments for people to earn yield on their Bitcoin, take out loans against their Bitcoin. It's just made it so much more legitimized in the eyes of people. Buy it with an ETF. You don't even have to go on an exchange and do all that. You can just tell I don't know how these things, whatever, stockbroker, whoever, your financial guy, like, I want to buy some Bitcoin. They buy you the ETF. You don't have to store it or anything. You there's just a lot of traditional financial instruments that are legitimizing Bitcoin. That's the 401k thing is crazy too. You can invest in Bitcoin with your crypto too, I think. I don't know if it's just Bitcoin, but Trump just signed the order like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that's huge. That unlocks so much money, and it just legitimizes. And when you get those repeat exposures to Bitcoin and crypto like that in the traditional in their minds, legitimized, oh, it's legit, ways, it's just like inevitable, Mr. Anderson. We're going to 1 million. And you throw in the capped supply in there, and how many Bitcoin are lost forever. You only really have like 15 million Bitcoin, not 21 million, because of how many are lost forever. So you got like 15 mil out there. I mean, that's nothing. And whenever this new demand starts coming in, these things take time. They have kind of a lag. You sign an executive order for the 401ks, it's going to take 6 months for the effects to even start to be felt for that. So I see this being a prolonged bull market, and we're going into $1 million by 2030. That's my call. Mark my words. I hope I'm right, because that would be really sweet. Hopefully we're all still here in 2020 or 2030, and we can see that. I want to see $1 million Bitcoin in my lifetime. That would be wonderful. I could die a happy man. So yeah, there's just a lot of indicators that aren't pointing towards a market top yet. Even though you would think that would be the case if people just freak out when price drops this little bit and we don't just go up straight forever. This is a healthier way to do it. If you go up too fast, it's just the crash is way harder. You gotta do these slow organic grinds up, as annoying as they can be. This is how it is now. That's the thing. We're not used to that in crypto. Just Bitcoin just goes straight up in like 2 months, like does like a 5x. Nope. It's just gonna be a long grind up, which is good. I like that. And I don't want these crazy blow off tops. I mean, that would be cool. Yeah. I do like those. Not that I don't like them. But just having it be slower like this, I think, is a nice change of pace. It's just showing that the asset is maturing. Bitcoin's so mature. He grows up so fast. He's 16. He's going to start driving. He just got his license. Bitcoin's going to drive. See, it's still a young little boy. He's just 16 years old. Like, he doesn't know that much, but he's starting to be a little steadier, He was like, remember when he was like 12? He was just all over the place, didn't know what price he wanted to be. And now he's kind of like finding his price. It's just a little Bitcoin boy trying to find his price. That's all it is. All right, enough of that weird stuff. Yeah, so Bitcoin going to 1 million. Long, slow grind up. It's going to happen, folks. You watch and see. All right. Let's move on to some Ether news. Ether's at an all-time high. Well, broke an all-time high yesterday. And it's about time. It's been 4 years, I think, since it's hit an all-time high. And it's because of how much interest institutions are expressing in Ethereum now. With ETFs, there's record ETF inflows. Treasury companies are starting to pop up as well for Ethereum. And its price moves more than Bitcoin because its market cap is lower. However, it's not as decentralized as Bitcoin. It's not people, you will see like articles saying, is Ethereum the new Bitcoin? No. There is never going to be a new Bitcoin. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. All it does is store value, and that's all it's meant to do, and it does that extremely well. Ethereum is a smart contract platform that, sure, you could use Ethereum to store value, but if I want something that stores value, I want it to be the absolute most secure, most decentralized cryptocurrency, and that is Bitcoin. By far. Ethereum is not even close. It's decentralized, but it's not nearly as decentralized as Bitcoin, and it doesn't work on the same cryptographic algorithm. I won't even get into that, but Bitcoin is way more secure and decentralized. Just trust me on that. However, all it does is store value. Literally, you buy Bitcoin, you hold it. That's all you do with it. With Ethereum, you can do all sorts of stuff like DeFi, decentralized finance. You can do NFT stuff. There's all sorts of yield farming. There's just so many different things you can do. There's decentralized exchanges on Ethereum, all this stuff. So it's like more like a platform, not a store value though. You go to Ethereum to play around on. If Bitcoin is just like your hardcore, just store value. I ain't moving, you know. So that's the big difference there. You'll see that people think Ethereum is going to be the new Bitcoin, but no. That ain't never happening. But nonetheless, it has been exploding in popularity, or just it's been getting a lot of attention recently from institutions, and its price is reflecting that. Finally hit an all-time high after 4 years. It was just struggling there for so long. Struggling. But it's coming back. And we're going to see this. This is what's going to happen. You see money hits Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up a lot. Then it goes to Ethereum. It goes up a lot. And now it's going to trickle into altcoins. That's what's going to happen next. All the Solanas, all the Suis, all the XRPs, Dogecoins, all of them are going to blow up next. So this is like the start of alt season, whatever you want to call it. Whenever Bitcoin's dominance goes down and Ethereum starts really blowing up, then that goes into altcoins. And that's what's going to happen next. Mark my words, I know the future. Bitcoin's going to $1 million and alt season is pretty much here. And it even says it in this article. The rally in ETH has also coincided with a notable drop in Bitcoin's market dominance. So when this happens, that just signals that more money is flowing into altcoins when Bitcoin's dominance drops. And it's not a bad thing. People make a bunch of money and they lose. More people lose a ton of money in altcoins. Some people make a bunch of money in altcoins. And then everybody turns sour and goes back to Bitcoin. This is how it works. It's just this big cycle. Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, back to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin doesn't fail you. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to like every crypto investor. They get destroyed in altcoins, and then they come back to Bitcoin. So we're going on that merry-go-round again. Until humans, they never learn. So, but we'll get more Bitcoiners through this. That's how it happens. But so Ethereum's been going crazy. It's all-time high because of all this ETF stuff and these treasury company stuff. It's been getting tons of attention. So it's good to see. I like it. Signals that we're at the beginning of an alt season, which I would like to see some altcoins pump now. That would be wonderful because they're not performing very well. Let's just see some alt action here. All right. This is the final story I got for y'all today. Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss have donated $21 million in Bitcoin to help make America the crypto capital. It's to get pro-crypto candidates in the midterms in 2026. They donated $21 million, which is that's significant because there's 21 million Bitcoin, so they donated $21 million. Oh, nice. I see what you did there. But yeah, they are really putting their money where their mouths are. They say here that we want this unprecedented progress and momentum to continue. Our goal is to support President Trump and his administration efforts to continue to usher in America's golden age. Love him or hate him, Trump is doing so much for crypto. He's the reason why your bags have pumped so much. Literally that one guy. It's amazing how pro-crypto he is. I love it. It's incredible. But yeah, they are putting their money where their mouths are. I love it. They want this to keep going because we do need this to keep going. If we get anti-crypto people in and they just trash all this stuff, it'd be so disgusting. But I don't think it'll happen. I think the momentum is just there because it's global. It's not just in our country. So it's like if you're against crypto now, you are just like, get out of here. Really? All right, see ya. Thanks. No one's going to vote for you. So we do need to keep this momentum going, and I love to see that they are putting their money where their mouth is, and they donated it in Bitcoin too. Love it. Let's see here if there's anything more interesting. Identify support, like the de minimis tax exemption for Bitcoin. What is that? I want to know what that is. Is this a link? Is a link to it? No, it's not. What is that? The de minimis tax exemption for Bitcoin. Hold on, I have to look this up. De minimis Bitcoin tax exemption. Let's see what this is. You know what? I'm just gonna ask good old ChatGPT. What is the... Come on, ChatGPT. What is the de minimis Bitcoin tax in definition? U.S. lawmakers have introduced bills proposing that small cryptocurrency transactions, purchases under $200 or $300, be excluded from capital gains. Oh, okay. So small transactions are not... They don't get capital gains on them. There should be no capital gains, but I think that'll take longer than we think to get there, if it ever happens. But that's what de minimis Bitcoin tax exemption is. I didn't know what that was. But they're donating this money to try to really push that through as well, which is pretty cool, you know. Then you could buy your Starbucks and all those little things without having to worry about telling the good old Internal Robbery Service, the IRS. Ah, don't you love them? All right, folks. That pretty much does it for today. I know, a little shorter, but yeah, I just thought that these were the best stories of the day. It was a little quiet. Not really, but just another thing really I saw that was super interesting, like some of these ones I hope that you found interesting. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but yeah, that was a good one. So Bitcoin's still Bitcoining. Love this website, mempool.space. It just allows you to visualize Bitcoining. You can see transactions, entering blocks. You can see blocks being mined. You can look at all the stats of it. I feel like a super nerd. Like, I love looking at Bitcoin transactions. I love it. It's so cool to look at. Like, other people would probably be like, what? It's literally just like blocks moving around and oh, look at the transaction fees. Like, it's funny, but I think it's so cool. Watching the Bitcoin blockchain just go is just, it's like a living thing. It's so cool to watch. I'll put a link down below, mempool.space. It's just cool to click around and kind of, you know, explore Bitcoin a little more. But all right, folks, that does it for today. Thank you for tuning in and listening. I deeply, deeply appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. And yeah, until next time, I bid you farewell on your cryptocurrency journey.